Yo, what is going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today we're here for Avtataro Sentai Dawn Brothers episode 13. And this episode, yes, Sonoi and Auditor, Sonoi and Taro actually have found out each other's identities, and they felt really bad about it. And also, we get a little backstory on Taro and who he is and where he came from, and his clan, and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so we basically start off in this episode with that boy Kaito. That boy Kaito, so smooth, man. But yeah, we get introduced to the woman who is going to be basically our monster of the week for this episode. She's basically just a woman that really just craves attention because her husband died, and her son ran off from home and things like that. So you see how Kaito was able to like woo her and things like that. So yeah, just a woman that basically just wants attention. But other than that, we see that Blue ends up basically calling a meeting for all the Dawn brothers, since they all know each other's identities now, even though they don't know Black. They don't know his identity yet, which is painfully freaking obvious, but they don't know his identity yet. And he's not really in this episode that much. We do get some little snippets of him around and things like that, but he's not really that much involved in like the main like plot in this episode. Also, we see Miho is also doing some things in this episode, but no signs of her being a bestial or anything like that. But yeah, but Blue basically feels like now that we all know each other's identities, we basically have to do some team building, things like that. And what they want Taro to basically give them like evaluations, like basically tell them like what he likes about them and things like that. So he tells Haruka that she is lack of focus. He tells Pink that he has a lack of confidence, and he also tells Blue he's arrogant and a lot of narcissism. So they feel like they need to be able to be as a team, and Blue feels like you need to be able to like praise us, like tell us we're doing a good job and stuff like that. So Taro tries this, and oh crap, he ends up dying again. The little thing that keeps him from actually being able to lie. So we see that Sonoi is out there on top of a building and things like that, talking about how he's trying to like do like a drawing or something like that, but he can't because cerebrans are basically just complete beings, and they really don't have emotions or like they don't have like creativity and things like that. They just like a blank slate to a degree. Like they don't have any emotions or understand humans or anything like that. We know all this, but we see that there's a pigeon. This pigeon flies over, and we see that White, she's also off doing pretty girl things, and also kicking dudes away and things like that. And we see that she sees a clownfish, and then the other dude, Brown. Yeah, I don't want to call him Brown. He's orange. He goes and he's like trying to figure out laughter and stuff like that, and he sees a dog. So out of nowhere, a voice starts coming out of these animals' mouths, and these animals start talking to him, saying that the council have figured out who the leader of the Dawn brothers is. They say Momoi Taro. He comes from a clan called the Dawn clan, and before the Dawn clan was completely wiped out, they sent him to the human realm. So see that Taro is also from is part of a whole nother race from a whole different realm. And yeah, he's part of a clan called the Dawn clan, and the Dawn clan was a clan basically just a bunch of Taros. Is basically built off of being able to coexist with other types of people, but his entire clan was destroyed, and he was sent here on some freaking Goku / Superman like ish, like wow. But we also saw that Blue basically explained everything about basically like recapped everything with everybody else, talking about the whole Cerebrand thing and talking about the also the monsters and things like that, saying that, you know, the Cerebrands are very hostile towards people who have a excessive amount of greed, and they basically come from a whole different plane of existence and things like that. Stuff we already know, just a kind of like a recap, short little recap thing they had going on. So we see that now the Cerebrands have basically come together, and they talk about actually destroying Tato, since he is the last remaining survivor of the, so we know he is the last remaining survivor of the Dawn clan. So majority of this episode we see the three of them actually going after Tato. So we see that the woman who from earlier in the episode, who was basically just the woman who was causing, she's causing an uproar everywhere she goes, and she's, you know, just craving attention. She actually transforms into her monster, and her monster is a Jew Ranger based, or Dino Charge. We actually hear the jingle, their morphing jingle, when she actually is moving around and she's attacking people, screaming and things like that, talking about please pay attention to me, I'm lonely, pay attention to me, things like that. So we see that Tato was talking to Sonoi, and him and Sonoi have basically built a actual friendship. And now, because at this point they don't know that each other is, you know, a warrior, so they talk about, you know, hey, we're gonna once we defeat our enemies, because they both talk about, hey, I have an enemy I have to defeat, well, I have an enemy that I have to defeat. And he said, once we defeat the enemies that we try to, you know, take down or whatever, we're gonna go out and have something to eat together, things like that. And yeah, so after, when that happens, we see that Tato leaves to go battle the monster. But the rest of the team, they basically said that they're going to boycott being able to battle with Tato, because he can't like praise them or tell them they're doing a good job, stuff like that. They decided they're not going to fight with him. So we see that Tato is basically doing these battles by himself. We did see that Black, he's off, you know, remembering his girl, things like that, and we see him getting his hair cut and remembering the fact that she talks about how she actually wanted to be a beautician herself, but also we do know that Miho is also a beautician, and he says that if you had ever became a beautician and went on the dream or whatever, then we probably never would have met. So he's dreaming about that while also simultaneously getting his hair cut in real life. So after he leaves the shop, we see that Miho herself actually walks in, because she actually works there. So if he had stayed just a few seconds longer, he probably would have seen Miho and be like, who the duck are you? But we end up seeing that Sonoi and Tato are actually fighting each other, but also trying to fight the monster, and they end up battling each other, and then they end up doing a double KO type move on each other, and then that's where they get blasted back into their human forms, and they see who each other is, and they both feel really bad about it, because now they know that they have to basically destroy each other. And Sonoi basically knows that Tato can't lie, so he ends up manipulating Tato into telling him what his weakness is, and that comes into play later. But we see that they get right back into the fight, and he ends up fighting the woman while she's in her monster form. And then we see that the rest of the team actually decide to, like, you know, we can't do this, man, we can't boycott this dude. So they ended up overall just transforming and ended up taking out the monster. And he's like, I guess his way of praising them is basically calling them fools, I guess. Still no explanation on why his personality drastically changes when he turns into Momotaro, but he ends up they end up fighting her, and they're transforming into their Robotaro forms and end up taking her out. Taking her out. After that, she's saved or whatever, but she doesn't remember anything. But while that's happening, we see Sonoi as he comes in out of nowhere and attacks Tato. One hit KOs Tato, and we see in a flashback that what he told Tato, what what Sonoy asked Taro was, hey, what is your weakness? And Taro just outright tells him that, hey, after I use the Robotaro form, I get weakened for a few seconds. So Sonoy basically took advantage of that, and he ended up attacking Taro while Taro was weakened from using the Robotaro form. So we see that Taro actually fades away. I think he dies. Yeah, he dies for real, and he ends up fading away. And yeah, that's basically like I hope that most likely Taro's gonna come back, but yeah, he ends up fading away. And then next episode we're gonna get this new guy who is basically supposed to be the new leader of the Dawn Brothers. I don't know if he morphs or anything like that, but it doesn't seem like it. But other than that, like, this is a good episode. I love I love the fact that they're actually finding out who each other is, and the whole thing about when they did find out who each other is, they really felt bad about it because they actually became friends. And it really effed with them. And then Sonoy was like, hey, but I gotta destroy this guy because he's part of the Dawn Clan, the last member of the Dawn Clan, so I have to do everything I have to do to take this guy out. But yeah, and he takes advantage of Taro's weaknesses and destroying Taro. But the whole animals talking thing was weird to me. I mean, why couldn't you do that with humans? Like, why didn't you just do that with like the humans that were in the area? Like, I understand Sonoy, because Sonoy was on top of a roof and there were no other people there, and then the only living thing around him was a bunch of birds, and it was a freaking pigeon. So, but the other two, like, there were people all around them. Like, I didn't expect to talk to a clown, to hear a demonic voice from a clownfish and a dog and a freaking pigeon. All right, pigeons are already demons anyway. Why you giving them like a demonic voice and big green eyes? It's freaking nightmare fuel. But this is a great episode. I feel like, but I'm just like weirded out. I'm just like, can y'all just go ahead and figure out who Black is already? Because Haruka was like, oh, maybe the reason why he's like small and he's a dog is because maybe he's an actual dog. Like, I'm like, what? That's stupid. He's an actual talking dog that transforms and turns into black, and turns into Dawn Black. So I'm just like, wow, that's freaking stupid. But other than that, guys, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about episode 13 of Dawn Brothers. I'm gonna see you guys next time, and remember, stay henshin.